Hello Internet, welcome back to the channel. So, life's been kicking your ass lately. I don't know the specifics, I'm not going to pretend I do, but statistically, if you clicked on the video called Something About Comfort Anime, something somewhere is going wrong. The job hunt, the breakup, the existential 3 a.m. spiral, the general vibe of being alive in the current year. I get it, I'm right there with you. And here's the thing, sometimes you don't need a show that challenges you. You don't need the 200-episode epic where everyone you love dies for a plot twist. You don't need to think. You need something that walks into your brain, sits down, makes you a cup of tea and goes, hey, it's okay, nothing bad is gonna happen here. That's what this video is. 7 shows that feel like a warm blanket. And a lot of these fall under this genre called iyashikei, which literally translates to healing type. It's a subgenre of slice of life where basically nothing happens and that's the entire point. Low stakes, pretty scenery, soft music, characters just kind of living. The Japanese figured out how to make anime that functions like a weighted blanket, and honestly, respect. So, if you're the kind of person who watches comfort shows on a loop when the world gets loud, like this video, drop your own comfort pick in the comments so I can steal it, and subscribe if you want more of me over-explaining anime like your slightly weird but well-meaning friend. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so this one's a little bit of a curveball to open with, because mushishi isn't cozy in the cute girls drinking cocoa way. It's cozy in the way a really long walk alone at night is cozy, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. Stay with me. The show follows this dude named Ginkgo, who wanders around old-timey Japan dealing with these things called mushi, which are like primordial spirit creatures that exist somewhere between life and not life. Every episode is basically its own little standalone story. He shows up somewhere, there's a weird mushi situation, he sorts it out, he leaves. That's it. No overarching plot beating you over the head, nobody screaming attack names. What makes it comfort watching is the pacing. It is slow, deliberately, beautifully slow. The soundtrack is mostly just ambient nature sounds and this quiet, aching music that makes you feel like you're remembering something that never happened to you. You put this on and your heart rate physically drops. I'm convinced of it. It's got a melancholy streak, I won't lie to you. Some episodes are a little sad, but it's the good kind of sad. The kind that makes you feel more human instead of less, like a good cry that you didn't know you needed. So if your version of comfort is less turn my brain off and more let my brain finally be quiet, start here. So if mushishi is the quiet night walk kind of comfort, Aria is the opposite end. This is comfort with the lights on. This is the show you put on when you need to be reminded that being alive can actually be nice sometimes. Here's the pitch, and I need you not to click off when I say it. It's set in the future on Mars, which has been terraformed and flooded and turned into basically a full-scale replica of Venice, and it's called Neo-Venezia. And the main character is training to become a gondolier, like a tour guide who rows people around in the canals in a little boat. That's the show. That's the whole thing. And I know how that sounds. That sounds boring. It kind of is. That's the point. Nothing bad happens in Aria. And I mean nothing. There's no villain, there's no stakes, nobody's dying. The biggest conflict in an average episode is like the girls get a little lost, or they discover a cool cat, or they watch the sunset and get a bit emotional about how nice their lives are. That's the drama. Sunsets, cats, vibes. It sounds like it should be dull as dishwater, but somehow it just isn't. There's this warmth to it, this genuine gratitude baked into every episode, where the whole message is basically, hey, slow down and notice that the world is quietly kind of beautiful, which when you're in a rough patch, hits different. It's like the show is gently holding your face and going, look how nice this is. Fair warning, the first season's animation is a bit dated, it's from 2005. Push through it. It gets prettier as it goes, and by the time you hit Aria the Origination, people will straight up tell you it made them cry from happiness. Not sadness, happiness. That's a rare thing. Okay, this one is nostalgia in anime form, even if you never lived the thing you're being nostalgic for. Non Biori is about a handful of kids growing up in the deep countryside, like the middle of nowhere, rural Japan, where the entire school is 5 students across every grade combined, and that's it. They mess around, they catch bugs, they ride bikes down empty roads. Summer feels like it lasts 100 years. Nothing happens, and it's glorious. What this show absolutely nails is that specific feeling of being a kid with nowhere to be and nothing you have to do. That endless, lazy, sun-soaked boredom that when you're in it, you don't appreciate, And then you become an adult with a job and taxes and a group chat you're ignoring, and you'd give anything to feel that bored again. The comedy's really gentle too. It's not trying to make you laugh out loud. It's more like a soft little exhale through your nose every couple minutes. And the countryside is drawn so lovingly, you'll genuinely want to move there, despite the fact that there's clearly no Wi-Fi and one bus a day. This is the one you put on when you're overstimulated. When your phone's been buzzing all day and your brain feels like an open tab with a video autoplaying somewhere you can't find. Non-non-Biori closes all the tabs. Rice fields, blue sky, peace. So this one's for when you want a little bit of magic in your comfort, but you absolutely do not want stakes attached to it. Flying Witch is about a teenage witch named Makojo, who moves in with some relatives out in rural Aomori to, quote, train. And you'd think, okay, witch training, there's going to be spell battles, a dark rival, some ancient evil awakening. No, nope. She trains by, going for walks, growing herbs, occasionally flying somewhere on her broom to run an errand. The magic is just kind of there, folded into everyday life like it's no big deal. And that's the whole charm of it. The show treats a witch casually resurrecting the ambiance of an entire town, or a talking cat, or a random magical whale in the sky, with the exact same energy as, oh nice, the flowers are blooming. Nobody panics, nobody freaks out. Magic is just a normal Tuesday and everyone's chill about it. It's got that same rural Japan warmth as Non-Non-Biori. Honestly, they'd make a great double feature, but the little sprinkle of the supernatural gives it this extra sense of wonder, like the world is quietly bigger and stranger and more delightful than you thought, and you don't have to be afraid of any of it. This is a gentle one. Put it on, watch a witch make lunch, feel your shoulders come down from around your ears. If you look up the word cozy in the dictionary, there should just be a screenshot of this show. I don't make the rules. Eurocamp, or laid-back camp if you're watching the dub, is about a group of high school girls who go camping. That's it. That's genuinely it. They pitch tents, they cook food outdoors, they sit around campfires, they drink hot drinks while it's cold out, and the show films all of it with this loving, almost mouth-watering attention to detail. You will want to buy camping gear after this. You will not go camping, let's be real, but you'll want to. Here's the thing people always say about this show, and it's true. There's this recurring theme of solo camping, of one character who genuinely loves being alone out in nature, and the show never treats that as sad or lonely. It treats being by yourself as a legitimate, warm, complete way to spend your time, which, if you're someone who needs alone time to recharge, is weirdly validating to see on screen. The whole thing is set mostly in winter, which is a huge part of why it hits so cozy. There's something about watching people be warm while it's cold out. The campfire glow, the steam off a cup of instant noodles, the big puffy jackets. Somebody on a forum described watching it as the equivalent of drinking a warm cup of cocoa on a chilly day. And honestly, I couldn't have put it better, so I stole it. You're welcome. This is peak comfort. If you only watch one show off this list and you want the pure, uncut, cozy experience, it's this one. Okay, I need to prepare you for this one because this is the entry that's going to sneak up on you. This is the show that's warm and healing right up until the moment it reaches into your chest and gently squeezes your heart. In a good way, mostly. So, Natsume is a high schooler who's been able to see yokai, spirits, since he was a little kid. And because of that, growing up, everyone thought he was weird or lying or making it up for attention. He got passed around from relative to relative, never really belonging anywhere. Always alone with this thing he couldn't tell anyone about. It's a lonely setup. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But the show is about him slowly, episode by episode, building a life, finding people who accept him, finding yokai who aren't scary but are dealing with their own quiet loneliness too. He inherits this book from his grandmother that lets him return the names of spirits she'd bound, and each one is its own little self-contained story about connection and letting go and being seen. And it's got a bodyguard cat, well, technically a powerful spirit shaped like a fat lucky cat who mostly just wants to eat and complain. His name's Nyanko-sensei, and he is the best character in anything
ever. I will not be taking questions. The reason this one's on the list is that this heals a specific wound. If the thing kicking your ass right now is the feeling that you don't quite fit anywhere, that you're a bit on the outside of everything, Natsume is the show that goes, yeah, me too. And it gets better. And you find your people, I promise. It'll make you tear up, but the good kind, again, the kind that leaves you lighter.
And we'll close out the list with the one that has the most actual, growth in it. If the rest of this list is about slowing down and doing nothing, Barakamon is about a guy who has to learn how to do that, which honestly might be the most relatable arc on here. So the main character, Honda, is a professional calligrapher. Young, talented, kind of arrogant, very wound up. And after he punches an old man for criticizing his work, which, iconic, his dad ships him off to this tiny island in rural Japan to cool his head and figure himself out. And what happens is the island happens to him, specifically this feral little 6-year-old named Naru, who adopts him as her personal jungle gym / best friend, and a whole cast of villagers who just kind of absorb this uptight city boy into their slow, warm, chaotic way of life, whether he likes it or not. It's genuinely funny. Way more laugh out loud than most of this list, but underneath the comedy, it's about a stressed out perfectionist learning to breathe, learning that his art got better once his life got softer, which, if you're someone grinding yourself into dust trying to be good enough at something, is a message you might need to hear delivered by a screaming child on a beach. It's found family, it's belly laughs, it's a genuinely good-hearted show about the fact that sometimes the thing you need most is to be dragged out of your own head by people who care about you. Great note to end on. Now, before the comment section riots, let me get ahead of you. Yeah, I know, there are like 40 shows that could have been on this list. Iyashikei is a whole genre, and I picked 7, so somebody's favorite got left out, and it was probably yours. So here's the rapid-fire honorable mentions, the ones that were this close. Yokohama Kaigashi Kiko, if you want the slow end of the world but make it peaceful. Tamayura, which is basically Non Biyori's softer cousin. Super Cub, for the girl and her little motorcycle finding a reason to live pipeline, which sounds dramatic, but it's lovely. Yama no Susume, for cozy mountain climbing. And Three Gatsu no Lion, which, I'll be honest, is only sort of comfort. It deals with some heavy stuff, but it earns its warm moments so hard that I couldn't not mention it. Any of those could have made the 7. Fight me gently in the comments about it.
All right, anime folk, that's the list. Look, comfort anime isn't a guilty pleasure, and it's not lesser than the big, epic, prestige stuff. Sometimes the bravest thing a show can do is just be kind to you for 20 minutes. And if you're going through it right now, whatever it is, I hope one of these gives you that little exhale you've been needing. Genuinely. So, let me hear it. What's the show you rewatch when life gets loud? The one that's basically your comfort blanket at this point. Is there one on this list that hit you the way it hit me, or one you think is wildly overrated and I have bad taste? And be honest, which of you is going to say you're going to camping after you do camp and then absolutely not go camping? Drop it all in the comments. I'll be down there lurking, reading every single one, quietly judging your picks, and probably adding half of them to my own watch list. Thanks for hanging out with me. Seriously. Go drink some water, watch something soft, be a little kind to yourself today. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.